So we are all highly welcome to our day one of our wellness reset 6 weeks program. It's going to be an interesting week, 6 weeks ahead of us, and week of results, week of really comprehensive health. We're looking at the 8 dimensions of health in it all, and we're going to achieve it by the grace of God. So I just want to be sure that I can get the link for YouTube and post it for the people who might not be able to join us on Zoom. By the grace of God. So I just want to be sure that I can get the link for YouTube and post it for the All right. So are we still hearing me? If you're on Zoom and you're still hearing me, please let me. Can I hear you talk?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you, ma'am. Let me be sure nobody wants to come in. I'll put it so that anybody that wants to come in. So I'm going live on Facebook too now. So we're all highly welcome to this evening. It's an interactive session. Welcome to every one of us. So today, let's talk about your health goals. Let's talk about your health goals. This is Wellness Naija. And Wellness Naija, of course, for those of us who know, they say who know go know. For the next 6 weeks, we are going to be having the best of our life. We're going to be resetting our bodies. We're going to be saying bye-bye to a lot of issues, ailments, diseases here and there. We're going to be saying goodbye to them. It's going to be a period when you will have your life back. And I promise you, it's a period you will have your life back. If you follow through and do all that you're supposed to do, you will definitely have your life back, okay? So it's a 6 weeks of knowledge. You're going to understand your body. If you follow me for 6 weeks, you will understand your body very well. And not just that you will understand your body. Remember, for those of us who have paid for the course, you will have a one-on-one with me. I'll be able to discuss with you, get to know your health, have a personalized discussion and counseling on how you can do things. And when we talk about general things on Facebook, on YouTube and others, for those of us who are on Zoom right now and those who are already in the course, we will have a personalized session with you. We will have what we will call a one-on-one, what we will call a real deep thought to actually teach you. It's not just about telling you, but you will understand your body, you will understand your meals, you understand the nutrients and the vitamins in each meal, no matter whatever it is you have. I will be able to teach you, okay, 100 grams, this is what it contains, this is what it can give you in a simplified manner. Remember why we're here. We are here because we are middle-aged women who wants to use local foods we can find around us to actually make our bodies heal itself. Because God has already made our bodies in a way that it can heal ourselves. So today is our day one. And remember that wellness is a necessity for good health. Wellness is a necessity for good life. When you're well, you will have good life. And when we talk about wellness, we talk about the 8 dimensions of health. We're going to be looking at that and how you can actually set that goals. And whatever saves you pain is great gain for you. Whatever saves you pain is great gain for you. So it's a good time for you to actually have this. And for those of you who are just getting to know me, if you've not been following me on my social media platform, please go to Facebook and type Aging with Grace, and you will see this lady that her face is showing you here on that Facebook page. Follow me, like, and comment on it, on TikTok also, and of course on YouTube. Okay, so we're all highly welcome. Now, when we talk about middle life wellness, Naija midlife resetting, okay, for those of us who have paid for the course is very cheap. This is the cheapest you can ever get this course in this world, I'm telling you, and hereafter. And hereafter, because in fact, this is the first launch, this is the first course. The subsequent ones, even this particular course, if I'm running it again in June, I will run this course. I will start off another class in June. It's going to be 50,000 naira. But this May course, I'm leaving it at just 10,000 naira because what they call first fruits. I'm just leaving it at 10,000 naira. So if you have not paid, chat me on my WhatsApp number now, +234 703 515 1642. I just put it for you. My WhatsApp number is, for those of us who haven't, been connecting with me, my WhatsApp number is +234. That's my personal WhatsApp number. +234 703 515 1642. +234 703 515 1642. So you can pay for your course and join us in the WhatsApp group and also be able to get it all in full. Okay, for those of us who are already in WhatsApp, you already have your workbook. I'll be telling you about the workbook, so you can actually open to the workbook and be following one by one, step by step. I'm going to be sharing with you what you're supposed to fill in that workbook that you have, okay? And incidentally, also by the time you finish this lesson, I'll try to be as fast as possible so that you can go over it if need be to go through it again, okay? All right. For those of us who are on Facebook, on YouTube, thank you for joining me. Olayinka, Susan, Usman, okay, Margaret, and the rest. You're all highly welcome, Marika. All right. So welcome to week 1. This week, we are focusing on our minds and on our plate, okay? And the simple workbook that I have sent to you is actually designed to help you reflect, to help you to plan, to help you to take small but powerful steps towards resetting your health, okay? So we're beginning with it. Because as middle-aged women, as we navigate life at this mid-age, 40 to 65, prioritizing your holistic health across the 8 dimensions of health, that's your physical health, your emotional health, your intellectual health, your spiritual health, your social health, your occupational health, your environmental health, and your financial health is very, very crucial. It becomes crucial at this point. So by setting intentional goals in these 8 dimensions, you can cultivate an overall well-being, overall resilience, and actually fulfillment in life that you can have. That's what happens to you when you do all these in the 8 dimensions of health. So for those of us who are in the WhatsApp group who have already paid for the course, you are going to really, really have a lot. So we're talking about your personal health goal journey. And for those of us in the group, you have to be honest with yourself. Be very, very honest with yourself. And remember, it's not a very large group where I'm not looking for a very big class. I'm looking for people who will have testimonies at the end of 6 weeks of how their lives have changed, whatever your goal is. So right now, for those of you, your first assignment, which you will drop for me on the WhatsApp group, will be what will be your top 3 changes that you want to see in your health in the next 6 weeks. The top 3 changes that you want to see. Okay? That's that when you look at yourself after 6 weeks that we've gone through this course, you will say, this is what I achieved. You're going to write it down because I'm going to be discussing it personally with you. You can be open and drop it in the chat room, but if you're shy, you can drop it personally for me on my personal number, not the business number some of you used to come in. So if you don't have my personal WhatsApp number, please take it down now. Or you will see that most times that's what I used to chat with you in the chat room, okay? And that's what I used to drop the link to the Zoom for those of us who are in the Zoom, So that's what I also used to drop your workbook. So that number I used to drop the workbook in the chat room, you can now chat me on it and drop your 3 changes that you want. Be sincere with yourself, be open, and be expectant of what you want to happen to you, okay? All right, this is just for those who are who have paid for the course. For those of you who have not paid, you can drop it for yourself and continue, to work towards it. Now, we're going into the 8 dimensions of health, and I'm going to be very, very fast, okay? For checking, what do you check in the 8 dimensions of health? The first is your physical health. When we talk about your physical health, we're talking about your energy, your stamina, okay? Energy and stamina. And then we are talking about your fitness. How fit are you? We were in church yesterday, and my husband, when he was preaching, the man of God, there's something he normally does. He will clap upper part of his, he will raise his legs as if, he's, and then he will clap, and then he will clap under the laps. And, I was wearing a high heel, and I was so excited when I was able, on top of that, although I was wearing a high heel, I was able to raise my leg. I was wearing a flat skirt anyway, and then I was able to clap, 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 clap. I'm like, wow, okay, I'm more balanced. Yes, that's what I can see. I'm more fit than I was some years back, so I'm working on myself. Then the third area of the physical health will be your sleep, okay? Your sleep, how much sleep do you have? So for us at this midlife, there are key goals for our physical health, and that will include 1, to boost your energy level through regular exercises, of course, and the food you eat. I'm going to be discussing the details with those in the chat room, okay? What you need and what the target should be. And that's why that workbook has been sent to you. You feel it. When you finish feeling what you do sincerely, then I will look at each one personally as you drop it for me, and then I'll give you what the normal should be, and then we will now walk through how you can go from where you are to where you're supposed to be. That is what you gain, okay? By the 2nd week of this course, you will even dash me more money. So the second one will be to improve your fitness with activities that we're going to be discussing also in the chat room that you're supposed to do to improve your activities, okay? And with those activities that you do around you, how you can improve it with your health. Then 3rd is to prioritize your sleep. We're going to be discussing in this course how many hours you're supposed to sleep, okay, each day, and you will tell us how many hours that you sleep, and then I'll walk you through from where you are to where you're supposed to be. That's also what you get, okay, in this 6 weeks in this course, okay? Then when we're talking about your physical health also, maintaining a healthy weight through balanced nutrition is also very, very important. And that's like the bonus I will give for anyone who needs to lose weight. I will not be able to walk you through for months, but I will give you some 9 days, whatever you can do. That's the bonus. I didn't advertise this, but this comes also with the course. Then the 5th one will be to incorporate stress-reducing activities into your life. I'm also going to be sharing with you. In your workbook, there's a question for you for this. You will tell me where you are. I'll tell you where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do to get there, okay? So by the time you get these goals, they will enhance your overall physical health, increase your energy, and also improve your quality of sleep and your quality of life. The second dimension of health is your emotional health. And when we talk about your emotional health from Wellness Naija, we are talking about your mood, your self-esteem, and your confidence, okay? So for us at this middle age, 40 to 65 or under and a bit above, there are key health goals for your emotional health. And that will be one, practicing your self-care activities, okay? What I'm going to be sharing also with you, the details of that. And then building your self-esteem through affirmation and also positive self-talk. Then nurturing supportive relationships and social connections. We also talk this in details in the course. And you develop your stress management technique. I'm going to be teaching you, showing you how you can also develop your stress management techniques. In the workbook, this is also asked again. And then also in engaging in activities that will promote your joy and fulfillment. By the time you set these goals, they can now enhance your emotional well-being, improve your mood, and also increase resilience, okay? All right. Then the third dimension will be your social health, relationship, and support. For us at this mid-age also, our health goals should include nurturing meaningful relationships with our family members, our friends. I'm not going deep into this. This is another course entirely, okay? But I'm going to be giving you how you can set the goals, the basics about it. Remember, this is the basic course for Wellness Naija. We also have our advanced course. We also have our personalized, and there are so many, of it. But with this basic one, you will have what you paid for, more value anyway. So then the second, when we talk about social health, will be to expand social connections through your hobbies, through associations and clubs, voluntary work that you do. Then the third one is to build a supportive, network for your emotional and practical help, all right? We also teach you how you can prioritize quality time with your loved ones, engage in activities that promote social interactions, and what goals you're supposed to set in this. The fourth dimension is your intellectual health. Now, why I'm spending time this first week to teach you or show you these dimensions of health, even though we're not going deep into them. This basic Wellness Naija course is mainly for your physical health, but I show you how you can set goals on these 8 dimensions, because when one is affected, the other dimensions are affected. It's comprehensive, and that's why I cannot just focus only on physical, medical. I have to tell you about this. I have to teach you how you can actually set goals even in these areas, okay? So when it comes to intellectual health, that dimension, which is the fourth one, it's about learning and creativity, okay? You need to set goals for yourself as a middle-aged woman to engage in lifelong learning. Courses, workshops, online tutorials, and things like that. You have to keep your brain working. You need to explore creative activities like writing, painting, crafting, gardening, things like that. Challenge your mind with puzzles, games, and brain teasers, okay? And then you also need to stay mentally active through reading, discussions, debates, and things like that. Then the fifth dimension is the spiritual health, which talks about your faith, your purpose, your calling, why you are here, your connection with God. Of course, this is not also a deep part of the course, but we'll briefly talk about it, because when your spiritual life is also having issues, you also have issues with other dimensions of health. So you need to learn how to nurture faith. You need to learn how to explore activities that will bring purpose and meaning into your life, cultivate gratitude and positivity, giving thanks to God, connecting to God, tarrying with God, prioritizing your self-reflection, your devotions, and things like that. These are some of the goals you can set for yourself in your spiritual life. And then the sixth dimension is your occupational health. That's the sixth dimension of health. For us at middle age, we talk about exploring purposeful work, and voluntary aligning our values, okay? We talk about balance, work-life balance responsibilities. It's very, very important. And then you develop skills for career transition and retirement, which is absolutely very, very important. So if you prioritize your profession, growth and fulfillment, it will also help in that dimension to create a fulfilling post-work life for yourself. Then the seventh dimension is your environmental health, okay? Your space and your surroundings. We'll still mention it because this is absolutely important, especially when we come to sleep in the physical area. When we're talking about sleep, I'm going to be talking a lot about environment, your environment, okay? Because for us at this mid-age, we need some key health goals for our environmental health. And that will include creating a safe, clutter-free living space, reducing exposure to toxins and pollutants, incorporating natural elements in your life, like having plants and the type of lights you have, which position is your room, what are you supposed to do if you don't have lights coming in, and if you're spending time there, what kind of plants should you have around you. Promote sustainability through eco-friendly environment and habits that you too can form. Then designing a peaceful and calm environment, especially for your bedroom, okay? Then the final and the eighth dimension of health is the financial health, where we talk about your money, your money habits and your stress habits, okay? Remember, again, Wellness Naija is focusing on that first dimension mainly. That's where we're going deep. But from time to time, we will also mention about creating a budget and tracking your expenses, building and funds and how you can retire, things like that. I give you, these are all the bonuses you will have, okay? Reducing financial stress through some of the things that we will teach you, and aligning your spending with the values that you prioritize. So these goals will actually enhance your financial stability, reduce stress, and also promote peace of mind. Because without peace of mind, I tell you, you're not able to do what you're supposed to do. So now let's reflect on your daily health habits. For those of us who are in the chat room, who have paid for the course and they are there, please, you will need to take down these questions because you will answer them, and then it's part of the things I'm going to be discussing with you personally. All right. I know a lot of us didn't have time for the one-on-one by 7 p.m. but I tell you, this course is really easy going. We will still have time to talk about that. So some of the questions, which is also in your workbook, but you can take them down so that you'll be able to understand them well and answer me in the workbook. I would like to know how many hours of sleep you get each night. So even if you not thought about it, think about it now and try to check yourself and think back. How long do you sleep? And for you to be able to get this, when you check, when do you go to bed to lie down to prepare for your sleep? And when do you wake up to urinate? So in this course now, for these 6 weeks that we are running this course, please, for those of you who have paid and who are in the chat room, you will help me to have a clock beside you, okay? So that each time you wake up to go and use the toilet, you check the time. Before you sleep off, when you're on bed, before you sleep off. Hello, Grace Udofia, good evening, how are you doing? You're on Facebook, God bless you. So this is our welcome broadcast and streaming for Wellness Naija, May 2025. And we have some people who are on Zoom who can type in their chats, give me their questions, and I'll be able to see what they are saying. Hello, good evening. I can see some people chatting already. Okay, well done, well done. I don't know if they would like me to call their names, but I can see you and I can see your chat. All right, so we have some people there who have paid. It's just 10,000 naira for this May course. Like I said, June 1 is not going to be anything near it. The least it will be 50,000. It might even be up to 100,000. I don't know yet. But this one is the first, and I'm sowing it as my first seed. Okay. And it's going to be very, very rewarding. You will hear a lot of testimonies for those of us who are already here. All right. Okay. So I'm saying, for those of us there, I would like you to have a clock. Anytime you wake up, write it. Before you sleep off, write it so that we'll be able to determine how long you sleep, and if you're getting enough deep REM sleep, which is absolutely very, very important. Hello, Lubumi. Good evening. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is our day one for Wellness Niger. You know, and they are in the chat room, and we have our like what I'm going to draw for them tomorrow. Nobody will see it on Facebook. It's only those who are in the chat room that can see it, okay? Because we have a 6-week program that we are running for Wellness Niger women, those who want to get out of ailments and diseases that are disturbing them and become the healthier them in these 6 weeks using natural foods and lifestyles around them, okay? All right, so like I was saying, I would like you to have a clock, please. If it's your, I don't usually advise phones, but if you know that you can put your phone on silent and you will not even hear it make any noise, and once you look at it, like my phone now, this is my phone, if you look at it, it just shows me time. It doesn't boost, it doesn't do anything. So I use it as my timing in the night. This time will remain and it will be changing, and it's dark like this throughout, okay? So anytime I wake up, I look at it, and if possible, have a notebook, a journal. That's another thing we are going to be getting for those of us who are in the course. Get your journal. You need a notebook for these 6 weeks. Some of the things we're going to be discussing, some of the things we're going to be learning, some of the decisions you're going to be taking will be on that notebook, okay? So you have a space where you keep for, you will just do it for like 3, 4, 5 days so that we can determine how many hours you sleep each night, and also determine how many hours you have your deep REM sleep. Okay, I'm going to be telling you what that means in the chat room and why I'm asking you for this. Then the second thing is, what type of meals do you eat in a typical day? That's the second question you will answer for me. So check your breakfast, your lunch, your supper. What type of meals are they? Typical. It's not going to be every day, because in the group, I'm going to teach you how you can have your menu, and that menu will be peculiar for you, okay? The menu will be because there are some of us, our issues are different. The symptoms we're having for menopause different. So I cannot have a blanket menu for you. I will teach you how you can draw this menu for yourself and have that menu out. That's also a bonus for those of us in the class. So that your meal, what's the content of your meal? I would like to know, like fiber. By the time you give me what the meal is, I'll be able to determine how much fiber you're having, how much macronutrients and protein and vitamins, and the dairy and the types and the carbohydrates you're having in your diet. So just give me a brief, can be a brief rundown of that. Then number 3 question will be, how often do you move your body, or how often do you exercise daily and weekly, okay? And in it, I really want you to tell me, from it, I'll determine what you really know your as exercise. And then I'll also be sharing with you what is and what is not by the time you drop that answer for me. Then number 4, how do you usually handle stress? So don't worry, in your workbook, you can see some of these things there, but write it down so that you also understand what to answer. And then number 5 will be, what is one small healthy habits you can add this week? Remember, this is our day, week 1. So this is an assignment all of us in the chat room will need to drop for me. It's usually better for us to share it in the chat room so that we can have accountability partners, okay? So that we can be your accountability partner there. So you're going to drop, what is one small healthy habit you can add this week? For example, it might be that you want to be, hello Rita, you're welcome, good evening, how are you doing? So live today, I'm here also to sensitize you to join us in our Wellness Niger, okay? And also to teach you somehow you can set your goals. So from what I'm saying, you can get how to set your goals generally. But those of us in Wellness Niger course, which is a course for middle-aged women that I'm running for 6 weeks to teach you how you can remain healthy and get away from the hospital using natural things and lifestyle you can find around you. All right, so now I was talking about number 5, which is one small habit that you would want to add to your life, a healthy habit. So I said it could be like one bowl of vegetable for each meal. So you can put that as your healthy habit that you want to join. It could be to wake up and hit the your patio or your street to take your walk. That's a healthy habit, okay? It could be that you now want to start intermittent fasting, meaning you want to elongate your autophagy time, from 12 hours that it is for most women to maybe 16 to 18 hours. That's one health habit. Then the 16 is, what negative habit would you like to remove this week? Remember, this week one is what we're talking about. What negative habits do you want to remove? Maybe you would want to remove late nights. So you can now say, this week I want to be eating my last meal by 6 or 7 p.m., something like that. That's a negative habit that you would like to remove. Late meals, okay? That's a negative. Like somebody was asking me in the chat room, because in the program I dropped, the 6-week program on Wednesday, we were saying we're looking at some of the unhealthy habits or negative habits will drop. Late rise, that's what I called it. So that late rise is like late eating, okay? Then number 7, how do your thoughts affect your health? Like I said, some of the bonuses that will come in will be the other dimensions of health. So this question number 7 is dealing with your emotional health. Emotional health. How does your thought affect your health? You will know. There are some people, it will be that you are not able to sleep off on time. Some people, it will be that you wake up in the night thinking. Some people, it will be that you become irritable and you begin to just take any food you have around you to eat. So these are some of the questions or the answers I will expect to get from you. Then number 8 would be, what support do you need to stay on track this week? Remember, I'm here for you. I'm here to make sure that your life is reset. So you're going to be answering me that on your workbook, what support do you need from me? Okay? Whatever it is, feel free and write it. We will walk ourselves through it, okay? So that's it. Then I can't read out your workbook here because those that didn't pay are not supposed to get that. But I will open to that workbook now and see if there's anything I need to talk about. Where's my Google Drive? Okay. I'll see if there's anything I need to talk about or needs that you might not understand or explain. So if you can multitask, you can also help me to go to your workbook, especially for those on Zoom. If you have any question from that workbook, you can ask me now. If you're on Zoom, if you have any question on Zoom, you can unmute yourself and you can ask that question so I can answer you. I don't know if what I have gone through today made any sense to you. You can also talk. So those on Zoom, please unmute yourself.
Yes, good evening, ma.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine, ma. Thank you very much. Wonderful section.
Thank you.
But I don't have a workbook. I've not seen mine.
It's in the chat room. I put it in the chat room. I put it about 7 p.m. when we were supposed to do one-on-one Zoom talk. So when nobody had to come in for me to do one-on-one, I now put that workbook there. I hope you have seen the 6 weeks program also in the chat room.
Yes, I've seen it.
So just if you look at the last 4 or 5 things I posted, the workbook is there.
Okay. I'll go there again and check it.
Okay, all right. Those on Zoom, does anybody still have any questions? So in that workbook, you will find out that I also asked you about the 3 changes. I really want to know it because that's what I'm looking at. Your biggest goal for these 6 weeks. I don't want to mention examples, but you know what your health goal is. Whatever it is, put it there for me. And there I also asked these questions. That's why I explained it here. to explain the 8 dimensions. For your physical health, your energy, your fitness, your sleep, I asked you to rate yourself and also to give me notes. And I've taught you how you can rate yourself, like for sleep now, okay? Then you write it there for me also. I also put for social up onto the 8 dimensions of health. And then these 8 questions that I have asked here, during this broadcast, I also asked it in the workbook, okay? And you will answer me directly. So before the end of this week, I expect you to finish this workbook. Remember, we might have up to 3 workbooks this week. So the earlier you finish, this is not a difficult thing. Why I want it this week is because it will help me to note it on my paper. For every one of us, I have your name, and I want to put all these things there so that I'll be able to understand you. So that when I'm talking with you personally, I'm working out your meal plan, I'm working out your exercise plan, I'm working out your lifestyle changes, and we have all this in mind to tell you on what to do so that you'll be able to have a healthier you. So in that workbook, those are just practically the 3 sections: your health goals, your 8th dimension of health check-in, and then reflecting on your daily habits. That's what you have on the workbook. It's not very long, it's just like 2 pages. So you go through it, answer it, and then post it to me personally, and then I'll also walk you through what you're supposed to be. Does any other person have a question in the Zoom? And if you have any question on Facebook, you can put it down. Let me check on YouTube. If you also have a question on YouTube, you can actually also put it down too. Madam Abigail, are you okay? Madam Caroline, are you okay? Madam Edith, are you okay? Or do you have any question?
No question.
Okay, all right.
I'm okay, no question, ma'am.
All right. So, but you understand today's broadcast and today's teaching, and you'll be able to answer your
question.
All right. Okay. All right. I don't think I have any question on YouTube, any question on Facebook. Let me see. Because some of us in the class might also join here, and that's the only free thing I can do. For those who did not pay for the course, I can answer some of your general questions. But to have your personalized meal plan and all these other ones, you have to pay for the course and come in. All right. Okay, so it's not yet late. You can chat me on my WhatsApp number +234 703 515 1642 to pay and enter the chat room and enter the course and begin to enjoy the cheapest you can ever get. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the love. So in the absence of any question from the paid students and the ones that are getting this one for free, I will call it a day, and then we will close for the day. All right, so thank you all for joining me. I'm going to close on Facebook, and then we will have our personalized talk on Zoom before we close there. Also stop sharing on YouTube so that they don't hear our personalized discussions. All right, so for those of you on Facebook, see you, but make sure you pay and you enter the class. It's very, very affordable. It's very, very full. You will have complete value for your money. 10,000 naira can do practically nothing for you now in Nigeria. From what you can get, there's actually, you'll get value for it anyway. Let me not talk too much. I'm not marketing. Bye. Love you from Facebook and YouTube. Love you too from YouTube. YouTube, bye. So that we can have our our personal talks here. All right, let me end YouTube. Where's YouTube? Where is YouTube?
Hey, gịnị ka m pere?
Hello, can we hear me?
Yes, ma.
Okay, all right.
Yes, ma.
So, are you okay for the day, or you have any personal question that you want to ask? Or can we close?